Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. It's January 19th, 2023, and tonight I want to throw on the Fair Tax, or the Fair Tax Act of 2023. This is the new Republican national tax proposal. The proposal basically is that there will be a 30% flat tax on all items in the United States. And as part of this, the federal government will no longer collect income tax, estate taxes go away, payroll taxes go away, the IRS goes away, just because the states can collect sales tax, so they can collect a value-added tax too. Europe does have value-added taxes on things. I don't know if they have income taxes. But regardless, then a nonpartisan council looked at this and understood that this was going to raise taxes on the poor and on the middle class. And briefly, you have to earn $30,000 or more dollars in a year before you start owing money to the federal government. Maybe $20,000, whatever your standard deduction is. You don't, when you're below that, you don't owe any money to the government. But it slowly starts incrementing up, and there's multiple tiers of tax brackets, ending at about like 39% for the highest tax brackets. So if you're in the highest tax bracket, let's say you make $1 million a year and you're paying that, I think it's $500,000, but if you're in that highest tax bracket, you're paying like 39% on the money that you earn after $1,000. This would limit it to 30% on what you purchase. So this would be a boon for very wealthy people because they're never paying more than 30%, as opposed to close to 40% that they do now on the highest levels of taxes. And the estate tax goes away, which means that intergenerational wealth doesn't get taxed, and it basically it'll build up dynasties. Long and short of it, the estate tax helps build and maintain dynasties. Because if you have a lot of money, it just doubles itself over time. You can't spend it fast enough. And if you don't have that money, you can't catch up. What it'll end up doing is setting up basically an aristocracy or an oligarchy in the United States. This is just another way for the GOP to try and set up an autocracy and an oligarchy, much like they have in Russia. Now, for poor people and middle class, their tax rates are 22%, 24% on the top end of it. Now they're going to be paying 30% on everything. So it's a tax increase for them. And for poor people, they don't have the skin. They don't have the skin they don't have the money to do this. The GOP will say, everybody's got to have skin in the game, so they appreciate their country because they're paying into it. Yeah, but if you're a skeleton, you got no skin. Okay. So why is the GOP doing this? Why is the GOP so bent on instituting this? I've already thrown on this once. I ran out of memory on my computer, so it stopped. So we've got the Queen of Swords, and we're going to cross that with the Eight of Swords. So, they're trying to hold people hostage. They've got this great idea. It's going to be ruthless, and they're going to hold people hostage to it. I think this what they're trying to do is they're trying to set the table up for 2024. They're signaling to the elites that they're going to implement these plans, and they won't be able to get them through now because the Senate's controlled by the Democrats, so they're not going to okay that, and Biden would veto it if it came to his desk. But in 2024, if they can get all three branches of government, they can get the House and the Senate, as well as the presidency, they'll try and push this through. Okay, so this is about wanting to cut programs, cut things that help the middle class and people in need, like Medicare, Social Security. The Republicans are already on record when they passed the last tax cut that they wanted to decrease revenue, mostly for wealthy people. Remember, the middle class tax cut saved the middle class $60 to pay for their Costco membership, but the really wealthy, they saved millions. So, and how were they going to pay for that? They wanted to since they reduced revenues, they wanted to reduce expenditures. What expenditures they want to do? They wanted to cut Social Security. They wanted to cut Medicare. They wanted to raise the age for Social Security. They wanted to put a lifetime cap on the benefits. They wanted you to no longer collect Social Security if you live to 90 years old. After 90 years old, you don't get Social Security anymore. Nice. Compassionate. So that's what we're up against. In the past, the fool. They're starting their new journey, and they want to carry forward with this new message. Again, in an autocracy, one person's in charge. In an oligarchy, the wealthy, the elites, control everything. So it's like it's going back to like a feudal system. Instead of having kings and knights and dukes and things like that, you're just going to have an oligarchy. Instead of being a duke or a prince, you're just you're a billionaire. And that's the same thing. Current situation is the Eight of Cups. They're disappointed that they didn't win the 2022 elections, and they're basically trying to re-energize that base and let people know that they're not going away, and they're not going to go away quietly. They're looking forward to 2024 and having and getting back to this power that they want. What they're facing right now is the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fate. Is this going to work out for them? Is this going to be lucky or unlucky for them? And that really depends on if people are paying attention. If the middle class and the lower classes, wealth classes, are paying attention to this and remember what the Republicans are up to, they should fight up against it. Let them know that they're not going to stand for that. Because if we don't, your silence is complicity. And complicity means you agree, and agree means that they'll push this through because you clearly didn't protest enough about it. The thing they need to learn, though, is judgment. It's signaling to people that they're going to cut what they refer to as entitlements. We call them social programs that we paid into. And is this going to cause people to rise up? So they have to balance signaling to the wealthy without waking up the middle class part of the United States to rise up against them. What's going to be the outcome? The emperor. Okay. The outcome, what they want is to be in charge. They want to be in charge. They want to tell people what to do. This is kind of like an oligarchy type card. That's what the outcome is. That's one that they want. And underneath it all is the Five of Pentacles, which is leaving people out in the cold. The people that just don't feel like that anybody's supporting them anymore. So that's what it looks like they want to do out of this. Now, what I want to find out is, will the middle class, will people rise up against this? Will they push back on this narrative? Or are they just going to take it? What will people do? Are they going to be outraged? Or are they okay with it? Mind you, the Republicans are trying to play on people's distrust of government, distrust of the IRS, the vilification of the IRS, and it's an easy group to vilify. But if you think about it, the IRS doesn't go after middle-class people. The IRS goes after wealthy people. Why would you go after people who don't have money to give? Yeah, if you're a middle-class person cheating on taxes, they're cheating like $500 or $1,000 on their taxes. A wealthy person, say, I don't know, a big business tycoon, real estate guy from New York, he's cheating it for millions. What are you going to go after? The guy who cheats you out of $1,000 or the guy who cheats you out of $10 million? That's who they go after. What they're signaling is they're trying to get rid of the IRS to protect the wealthy, and they want to be part of the ones who are wealthy. They want to be in charge. So, what's going to be the result of this? Will this work? Will people rise up? Find out. It's going to be a burden. It's going to be a big burden. They've unnecessarily, this could be a burden for the whole U.S. This could be a burden for them. This is basically an unforced error. And then we've got the 7 of coins, the 10 of coins, money, in the secrets. And underneath it all are the Page of Cups. I think they're going to energize people to look at them differently. This is going to be young people that are going to be seeing this for what it is. Now, this is intergenerational wealth. So this is your inheritance tax. This is the money that is saved up over time and stays within the family, because that's basically what they're proposing. Wealthy people stay wealthy, poor people stay poor. It gets rid of the middle class. And they're going to look and wonder, the Republicans might say, have we done enough to convince the wealthy elites to put us in power? But this could also be people looking at it, it's like, oh my God, I've got all this potential for money. I've got one here and all this potential for here, and they want to take all this away. So all I'm left is this one. So people need to really think about how this impacts them and the society around them. Is it worth it? And of course, there's shady dealings with it. There's stuff that the Republicans aren't telling people. And maybe what's going to happen is, over time, information will be revealed as to what's really driving this. Or people will start to slowly wake up to this truth that this is not a good idea, and this will probably burden the Republican Party. It's going to help the Democrats, because it's basically giving the Democrats more leverage with the middle class. That's what I see happening there. I don't think it's going to work out for them in the long run, and nor should it, because it's a horrible thing to do to people. That doesn't mean we wouldn't appreciate a simpler tax code, but that's not the way to do it. Okay, well, thank you for watching this. I hope you found it useful, and if you liked it, give it a like, a thumbs up. If you like the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Have a great night.